Yep, YouTube. Welcome back, part 2. Rush. Yes, this is San Francisco Rush on the N64. So this is Tooty's CX channel. Bit of sexual healing from Pete Love. Oh, stretch my legs out. So I hope you're all well anyway. Them may have tuned into part 1. Many thanks. Welcome to part 2. Those that haven't, never mind. This is the retro side of it, if you like. Part 1 was current gen. So if you want to have a watch of that, hop over and hop back again. But yeah, this is all N64. This is all CX. Feral chuck to get through. We're chipping away at it. Obviously, still some tasty titles left to get, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You know, no rush, so to speak. Although, yeah, it's quite remarkable. Anyway, let's get on with the show, shall we? So, one box game, and I don't know, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, so 15 loose carts. It has stopped raining now for the minute, but you can see it is quite dark. So I don't expect the light to last too long. What I'm probably going to do is just do the box game. Now it's by no means shit. Well, in terms of, well, it probably is a shit game. In terms of its sort of rarity. See, the N64 is a tough one. And again, I think I touched upon this in the last vid, because fucking what's his name, Rich? Oh, I forgot his bloody tube name. He's going for an N64 NTSC set. Why don't I know his name? It'll come to me. So there's a few titles that he mentioned. Oh, that'd be tough, and I don't know if it's just a region variance, but I'm going off of Retro Collect. So Retro Collect, them that don't know, is a website. You can go on there. They do all like retro news. Name's just Retro Collect. I always sometimes have a T-shirt. Great bunch of lads, really are. And they've got when you're registering, you can set up an account and stuff like that. But you can also log your collection. So they've got all the bulk of the main systems on there. A few contentious games on them. Well, one contentious game, the Sega Master System. I'm not going to keep banging on about, but yeah, I'm not sure about that one. But yeah, so you can log your collection. So I obviously use an app as well, which I mentioned before, Pure Gaming. That's more aligned to the US market, whereas Retro Collect, you can change it to US, but obviously they do segregate it, and you can have just PAL, you know, English, or you know, the PAL region, Europe. And it's quite interesting how they've graded some of the games. Now that is not the industry, you know, that's not set in stone. So some things they'll say is VR very rare, or R for rare, or U for uncommon, and C for common, and stuff like that. So you look at it and you see one game on there, and then you think, fucking hell, I've got that for a great deal. But you go on eBay and there's like fucking shit tons of them. So it's not as uncommon or rare or very rare as it might make out. It's a guideline, okay? It's not de facto, and they'll probably say that themselves, you know, it's just what their perception of it is. Crash Test Gaming, that's Rich's channel. Sorry mate, fucking brain fart. Yeah, Crash Test Gaming. Anyway, so this game in question, I think it comes up as rare. I think they class this as a rare title. So I'd seen it on CX at one point, cart only. Didn't have any credit or whatever. And I was like, fuck. And to be honest, I'm sometimes a little bit loath to spend real money on it. Sounds daft on some of the stuff. I have done on a few bits here. I'll show you. Well, I've added to it, and one thing I bought because of the game it was. But this one I've seen loose cart. Didn't have the funds for bollocks. Then they come up as a box one, and again, CX are constantly changing their prices. I mentioned it before. A few of the games that I bought that were then sort of box were only a couple of quid. Now they're like 5-6 quid more, so the prices are constantly changing, really are. But the game in question doesn't have a manual, and to be honest, looking online, it is quite a tricky game to get. So even the fact, I think I paid 12 quid for it boxed, which is probably what the loose cart goes for on eBay, and it's Battle Tanks Global Assault. Box is not too bad. I know, I should mention actually, Ian McGrath, he just cracked me up, his video. Go and check Ian McGrath's video out. He's had a fucking nightmare with CX. He's obviously big into SNES. It's just got a bit of edge where I need to get a new tray. It's got the tray, needs a new tray, needs one of them like nice snug box protectors that I need to get ordered. Bit of an iron, I think it'll be absolutely fine, really do. Just got to try and hunt down a manual. You know, I say it's probably a game that no one really bought, perhaps. When was it released? Unless it was a late release. Oh, I can't see a date on it. Shouldn't do that snorting sound either, Stu. Can't see a date. 2000. Yeah, getting on a bit, wasn't it? Anyway, Ian McGrath, he bought a couple of games, and he bought Aliens vs Predator. I don't know, I'm sure Aliens vs Predator had the PAL release, you know. I didn't mean to ask him that. I hadn't checked it, but he got through a boxed NTSC version. Now, at first, I don't think he realised that the box was NTSC, but the cart obviously clearly was. Then when he looked at the box, he was like, "Fucking hell, the box is NTSC," you know. And as I've had that a few times, inadvertently from the boot, I've had a load of fodder. And they've gone, "Oh, I can't have that. It's not PAL. It's not UK or whatever." So, fuck knows who took that game in. They weren't fucking shooting. But I do feel his pain with it, because it's just ridiculous. And I think the week before he had an NTSC US Castlevania game. So it's like, you're either taking them or you're not. If you're not taking them, don't fucking send them out. And I get that. I totally get that. Yeah, so he's had a bit of a mixed bag from CX, but it is fucking. I mean, I had a cock up today. You'll see all these games here. This is all backlog from over the bank holidays. It took ages to come through. And then one game that I ordered, which was Duke Nukem 0 Hour, they sent me Duke Nukem 64. Took it into the shop today. Had a discussion with the chap there, which I know, you know, they know me and stuff. And he sort of said, "I know what they don't scan each item out. When you do an e-order, they get a printout and there's a barcode at the top, and what they do is scan it, and they just basically, that just verifies that they've got the game. They don't actually scan, because each game's got like an individual barcode against it." And I said that to him, because when I took back, it still had the barcode on the back. And he went, "No, we don't do that anymore." So it's open to fucking human error, which is a fuck up here. So I was like, that's fucking pissed me off. So Duke Nukem 0 Hour is like £12, Duke Nukem 64 is like 8 quid or something. So 4 quid difference, right? So I said to him, "So you're going to refund me the postage as well?" "Well, I can't do that." I said, "Why?" "Because it's part of a bulk order." I was like, "Right." I said, "But that's not my fault that someone's fucked up." I didn't say fuck up, but you know what I mean. But now I've got to pay postage again. He was like, "Yeah, I know, you got to email him in." So I was like, "For fuck's sake." "Alright, fine, I'll go home." Email him in. Get home, get the usual CEX. "Oh, we've refunded you £12 for Duke Nukem 0 Hour." Then you get the email that sort of says, "Here's your voucher." The voucher's £9.50. So it's not even the right amount. I'm like, for fuck's sake, how difficult is this? So God knows what he was doing now, what they're doing. Fucking pissed me right off. But I've had a bit of a CEX rant and moan there. You know, I can't knock it because it's a necessary evil, and I say without them, I probably wouldn't even bothered. You know, I said this before, I probably would have inadvertently gone for an N64 collection, just picked them up over the next however many years. It would not have been with the ferocity or the, you know, the numbers that I'm doing at the minute. So I've showed you one game, and that's been about it. I haven't done much else except for drink and talk. Yeah, hopefully I won't get banned off YouTube. Apparently they've so all new guidelines and stuff you've got to agree to. That'll be all my videos. Fuck them, won't it? Can't do this, can't do that, can't. I don't think you're allowed to drink. You can't swear, so I might as well just give it up now then. Anyway, let's do some games before, because it's going to start raining again. So, I think in cost order. Now, I'm not sure if this is in how good the game is or in terms of its rarity. This is probably more in cost. Because this one here that's I think on Retro Collector's down as rare or very rare. I can't remember now. Anyway, this is not this one. This is Hardcore ECW Revolution. Now, I believe that's all the wrestling games that I've got. You know, the WWE, WF, and all the other wrestling ones on it. This one, I say, is down as either rare or very rare, or I can't remember. It's one of them anyway. It's not a common game. Off-Road Challenge. And to be fair, a lot of these they just need a wipe over. They're not too bad condition. Really happy. This one doesn't pop up too often. I need the first one, which I haven't seen yet. I think it's recommended as well. Was it the first one that's recommended? I can't remember now. It's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Now this one's quite interesting because there's a slew of these on all the other systems. And there's a handful on the NTSC library, but I think on the PAL one there's only this one game anyway. Don't know why. Army Men Sarge's Heroes. This is probably the grubbiest one. This just sticker residue, just needs a scrub up. I think it'll come up fine. Two pricey titles here, and I was really surprised. But having said that, whose channel? What video was I watching? And they mentioned one of these games. And they said something about it, like actually it's quite a good game, so I don't know if it's based on that or what, I don't know. But yeah, £10 loose cart, not cheap. It's Scooby-Doo Classic Creep Capers. I think that's the only one that's released. I'm sure there's two on the queue. But there's this and there's some Nightmares. But yeah, £10 game. Another one, sort of kiddie one if you like. Another £10 game, Tigger's Honey Hunt. We all love to look for the honey. Honey pot. But yeah, great, like I say, condition wise, can't fault it. Can't fault it, it's a little bit of a wipe over. Now this one, I can't remember which one I've got a manual for. It might be this one. 1-on-1 beat 'em up. I think it was trying to jump onto that old bandwagon at that time of in gaming, and it is War Gods. There's one. There's this. There's Dual Heroes. There's Grasp. Grasp I need. Dual Heroes I think I need. There's this. There's something else. There's another. Well, I've got a manual for one of these. One beat 'em ups. I can't remember which one it is now. I think it's War Gods. Right. Halfway through. Say, fucking raining again. Right. See, I'm not sure about that order. I put these in an order and I'm not even sure myself, really. Okay, this one I missed out. Well, I didn't miss out because I didn't even attempt to buy it. But I've seen it on there and I thought, fuck, if I had the bastard funds for it. Fact is, it might have come through in a box with no manual, and the box might have been completely fucking mullered for all I know. It could have come through absolutely pristine for all I know. But it's been and gone. I've seen this pop up loose cart, 15 notes. It's on there again actually now, which surprised me because it is. I think it's definitely down as one of the rarer. Uncommonly that end of the scale, and it is. And again, I think this might have been one that Rich mentioned. It's Batman: Return of the Joker, so it's based on the newer comics or the newer cartoon series. Again, in fantastic condition. Label as in, it's not even there's no wear to it at all. Okay. So this is I'm surprised actually this wasn't more expensive than it was, given the current climate of this series of games. I would like to, bizarrely, and it's just a bit of OCD. I'm not very OCD at all, as you guys know. But I've got all... No, I haven't. Do you know what? Shut the fuck up, Stu. Talking bollocks. Forget it. Forget it. I was going to say I've got all of these boxed, but I haven't. Because I haven't, because the second one I didn't get boxed. And it's not a big box either, it's just a normal standard box. Still doable, I suppose. After all that, the last one that I needed, so it's the last of this series on the N64, is Pokemon Puzzle League. And apparently this is a recommended title, or hidden gem, I can't remember what Retro Collect flag it has. So yeah, quite happy to get that. It's a loose cart, in great condition. No quabbles, no qualms at all. So this is the other one that Rich mentioned. I keep mentioning Rich quite a lot because it's quite nice. It's quite interesting to sort of see the comparisons to the N64 NTSC stuff that he's picking up. Now, so I don't know if when he's quoting certain games, if he's quoting them based on the PAL and he may have some prior knowledge, or if he's quoting them against the NTSC stuff that he's looking for his collection and how costly or rare or difficult to find they are. But I say, in great condition. I've only ever seen this one once, which is one I bought on CX at the minute. Did I check it against eBay? I think I did. And there weren't many of these. If there was, it was only a handful. So when he sort of mentioned it and I checked it, I thought actually he's not far off the mark there. I don't think it's mega expensive. I just think it doesn't come up very often. And again, I think Glenn Plant did a video on this, and he's one of his. You can always tell with Glenn's videos because the good games tend to be about 10 near to 15 minutes long. The shit ones are about 4 minutes long. This was one of the slightly better ones, and it's Charlie's Blast Territory. So it's just a puzzle game. Again, I've got vague recollections of playing that on the Z64. Very quirky. As the name suggests, Charlie's Blast Territory's got dynamite. You've got a 3D like isometric grid map type area, and you've got to get to the goal, I think, by utilising and blowing up and moving objects and stuff. Right, this one I knew nothing about. Sort of looking at that. Oh, it's the same. It's just got a very weird label. Again, this is, I think, it's either a hidden gem or it's a recommended. About 15 quid, I think it was, loose cart. You know, not mega expensive, but when you start adding a couple, this is the thing, you sort of think, oh, I'll get that. Before you know it, you've got about 100 quid's worth in your cart. Because a lot of the games, what I'll probably say is, compared to the SNES, you get a lot more bang for your buck on the N64. I know the game's completely different, I get all that. And obviously, given that the N64 was a later release, there's obviously clearly, I think there's what 200 more, well not 200 more. It tends to float around about 80 odd games for the SNES. N64 is always just above 200, sometimes even more. And it's just quite interesting to sort of see the same ones that seem to sit on there for the SNES, where the N64 ones, I think their rate of turnover is a lot better. And again, because I think the pricing's probably more accurate. It's more reasonable. So again, I'm not sure on this one. I think it's probably there or thereabouts. So it's recommended or hidden gem. One or the other. Don't know anything about it. I think it's like a crayon type. I say like Paper Mario. I don't know, but again, I could be talking complete bollocks. It is the Cougar Kids. So it's got one of them weird Konami Konami. I can't remember what that KC EK stands for. It's Konami something. But yes, it's quite a weird, different styling of label. That's what I had to do, just a quick double check on that. Right, last three. So I will be down 2, but I've got 1 game left to come. Still hasn't turned up. Sorry about that. Somebody snorted. And I'll be, if that one turns up, and obviously with what I should have had Duke Nukem, I will be down to 55 games. Which is not bad, is it? 55 N64 games, that's all I've got left to get. And a lot of them are sports. That's not to say, right, the sports are peanuts that needs to get. They're not. Well, not for CEX. I haven't checked on eBay. Probably should do that. Where there is that point where if I'm spending cash, then I might as well spend cash at eBay and get it cheaper. Fucking rain. So last 3 now. I've seen this one once on CX. This is classed. I'm sure this is definitely classed as uncommon or rare. Don't think it's very rare. I think it's got a little bit of fading. Not too much of it bothers me too much, honestly, compared to some of it. A bit of a wipe over, that'd be fine. I think this is a £20 cart. I think. I don't know anything about it actually. I don't even think this got released on anything else. Like, because usually what you found is that with this, you know, the N64. The PlayStation and Saturn and stuff like that, you got a lot of cross-platform, like you do a little bit now I suppose, or you did, but I don't remember seeing this on anything else. And it is Daffy Duck, starring Duck Dodgers. So yeah, I say some of these titles that Retro Collect have got as uncommon or whatever, it probably is based on the fact that it was all just eBay. You know, for all CEX's faults, they do open up that mass market. You know, you've got probably parents or whatever going up into lofts and garages digging stuff like this out, saying, "Oh, I've got that," you know, and they're all just being dug up. So it's not a bad thing. I've said that before, you know. I'm quite enjoying it. Right, last 2, and tie in. This is a very. I know what this is flagged as on Retro Collect. Flag is very rare. This one, I think I was playing on the Dreamcast. Now I thought it was the N64. It wasn't. I think it's a Dreamcast, and the reason why I remember that is because I was on one. I think it's Sega, Galaxy Sega, and someone mentioned this game, and then it dawned on me. I was like, that's where I was playing it. Probably a backup copy. It is a great game though. I say this class is very rare. I think there's another loose copy on CX as it is. 18 quid. I think that's a pretty good price. This label is absolutely perfect. No qualms, no arguments at all. And it's Rush 2049. So that is all the Rush games now as well I've got. You know, I said at the top of the show when I first started doing this, I'm not going for a complete in box. If I can get them for a couple of quid more in the box, I will. But I'm not too fussed. I've really run out of space long ago. I've got a big, you can't see it, just a pile of games here. Look, just a pile, because I can't know where to put them. So I don't, you know, it sounds a bit daft, but having them all boxed probably wouldn't do me any great favours, to be honest. But the problem with the N64 carts is there's no way, they're so, the SNES, but they're not as bad as the SNES because they haven't got that curve. At least you can stack these, but you can't see what the fuck's going on. I know one of the guys I watched, Fluffy Gamer, he's got some actual labels that he purchased that you can, you know, proper nice labels, and he sticks them at the end there. I don't think they like leave any residue. They're quite nice labels. But but yeah, so you can just stack them up and you can sort of see what they are. But there's no end label, basically, is there? So it makes it really difficult to do it. So prior to me going whole hog with the N64, I had, well, you've seen in the game room tour, there's a drawer behind this which I had them all, which is quite nice. In a drawer they look all right. You can, you know, as long as you've got a little bit of give, you can flick through them. Right, to round it all off, the last one needs a bit of a clean. Label's fine, absolutely brilliant. Again, class is very rare. This weren't, what was it? 20 quid, something like that, I think. Weren't dirt cheap, weren't cheap. I paid cash for this because I checked on eBay and it was significantly cheaper. It really was, and I don't think there's many on there. Could be, again, probably check now. There's probably shit ton of them. But when I seen it, and I thought, fucking just grab it, Stu. Just pay the money, just get it, because it's not going to come up very often. I think when I looked at completing this, and someone had sold a box for something ridiculous like £3, which I was, you know, with hindsight, you think, fucking hell, I wish I'd been on the ball then, but nah, them's the breaks. So last up for the minute is Blues Brothers 2000. I remember the Blues Brothers game on the Amiga. It's a fucking good game. I'm not sure if this is the same as that one. I don't know. I don't really know a great deal about it. But again, quite a very sought after. I mean, I think Blues Brothers, isn't it? It's got a very niche following. Too many ums. Yeah, so we're down to, well, currently we're down to 57. I've got one in the post yet to turn up, and obviously I've got Duke Nukem once he pulled the fucking finger out. Either rebuy that or use the funds to buy some out. So, you know, 56, 55 games, which I should be down to. That's it. We'll see what the weather's like. It's not boding well. I'll be absolutely fucking hornswoggled. It's a fucking boot was on tomorrow, but strange things have happened at sea. Take it easy, YouTube, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.